Gulf countries are reporting incoming missiles despite the announcement of a 2-week ceasefire. This is video of missiles fired at Israel tonight. The Israeli military blames Iran. In Tehran, pro-government demonstrators have taken to the streets, urging the government to continue fighting. President Trump has pulled back on his threats to attack civilian targets in Iran, writing on Truth Social. The U.S. has met and exceeded all military objectives. Let's begin with ABC 7 Eyewitness News reporter Tim Johns in the newsroom tonight with a look at what this ceasefire means for people here at home. And Tim, the rising prices we've seen since the war started.
Dan, this war has been raging for over 5 weeks now. And what's happened over that time period has changed many things, not just in the Middle East, but also right here in the Bay Area. After over a month of war, the U.S. and Iran agreed to a ceasefire Tuesday. The announcement coming just hours before President Trump's 5 p.m. deadline for the Iranian government to reach an agreement in a conflict that's reshaped the Middle East.
I think we will see an Iran that is militarily weaker. There's no doubting the fact that, Iran's Air Force, Iran's Navy have been hit very hard by the United States.
Karthika Sasikumar is a political science professor at San Jose State University. She says despite the 2-week ceasefire, there are still many details to work out. One of them being long-term access to the critical shipping route through the Strait of Hormuz. Another, Iran's nuclear program, which President Trump says cannot continue.
They're even less likely now to give up their potential to have a nuclear weapons program than they were before these hostilities began.
Since the fighting began, the price of oil has increased substantially. It has started dropping since the ceasefire was announced, but UC Berkeley professor Severin Bornstein believes it will take a long time before drivers see prices at the pump drop to pre-war levels.
Because, first of all, there's a lot of uncertainty about what's going to happen in 2 weeks. And secondly, we don't know how much damage has been done to the oil fields and the other oil infrastructure during this war.
While it's unclear at this point whether the ceasefire will hold, one thing that seems certain is the war has changed the Middle East. And depending on what happens next, Sasikumar says the region could be in for a period of increased uncertainty.
It's been a delicate balancing act for the United States, right? Because the U.S. has tried to balance the need to keep its ally Israel safe with the need to keep the oil flowing, to keep the Gulf allies happy. But that balance may no longer be possible.
American and Iranian officials are set to have their first round of talks this upcoming Friday in Pakistan.
Right now,
I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah HaKodash, and double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth through the Holy Spirit. Peace and blessings and salutations to the Lord's hopeful elect. I'm the brother Zion. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to feed the sheep and the lambs of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. And pretty much, all right, this ceasefire is some bullshit. And Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai is not truly allowing this thing to die down, man. All right, basically they came up with a quote unquote 2-week ceasefire, but there's still a war, being done. All right, pretty much after the ceasefire, all right, Israel, okay, they attacked Lebanon. All right.
Massive destruction in the heart of
In Lebanon, there's no ceasefire. And people are picking up the pieces. In Lebanon, there's no ceasefire. And people are picking up the pieces of a broken country. From the air, Israeli bombs have brought more horror and destruction.
Now, mind you, America is pretty much fighting the war for these damn small hats, all right, against Iran. And Trump is basically saying that there's going to be a ceasefire. All right, he wants to do a ceasefire, which Iran truly, they had they points that they wanted America to meet, and America's not going to meet those points. But here it is, an ally of the U.S. goes and bombs Lebanon, and they jacked them up, man. It says at least 182 people have been killed and over 800 wounded. And the latest report I seen was over 1,000 wounded. So the small hats basically just said, because the scriptures say the least of the flock shall draw them out. So they doing what the fuck they want to do. Okay, they don't give a damn what America's talking about because the small hats run America.
Across Beirut were very powerful, and there's still a lot of work happening there. Hours later,
Kahalai al-Bashim Yashai 144 at the top.
there is a plume of smoke billowing from that location, and there's a lot of destruction, a lot of damage here, which gives us an idea of the power of this attack.
Abid's brother was injured in the attack.
I came to see my brother here. There was a lot of body parts here. Only people are getting harmed. What should the people do? We can't do anything.
In Lebanon,
And he came to see his brother, and he ended up seeing body parts, man. You know?
there's no ceasefire.
So, pretty much, all right, this devil's got to fucking go, man. All right? He's got to go. Okay? And Iran pretty much was, you know, celebrating that they won the war. And I believe they closed the strait again. Because, you know, Israel is breaking the terms. Oh, yeah, and this is with this devil. He tried to say this. Check this out, brothers.
Right now,
Check this out.
You see, had Iran refused our terms, the next targets would have been their power plants, their bridges, and oil and energy infrastructure. Targets.
So he wants to make it seem like Iran surrendered. If they would have refused our terms, we would have did this and we would have did that. Well, they was forming the human chains around their power plants and all of that. And Trump, you getting on Twitter talking all that shit, you really look like a pussy, man. All right, because you didn't do anything that you said you was going to do. You extended your deadline. And Iran never gave up. Okay, so the Lord is showing you how he's weakening Babylon the Great. But Esau is going to get on his media and say, if they would have refused, then we would have did this and we would have did that.
They could not defend and could not realistically rebuild. It would have taken them decades, and we were locked and loaded.
Does that not sound like a terrorist to you? You threatening to destroy a whole civilization of people, send them back to the Stone Age. Imagine if somebody did that to America. They would be labeled terrorists. But no, the so-called white man, he can do what the fuck he wants to do, right? He could have all the nuclear weapons, but this place can't have a nuclear weapon. See, he's the most proud, man. The pride of thine heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. But ultimately, you got to fucking be removed, man. You got to go. You got to go into captivity.
They couldn't defend against it. President Trump had the power to cripple Iran's entire economy in minutes.
Then why didn't he do it? Then why didn't he do it? Because ultimately the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, man. And Iran is hitting Babylon in places where it doesn't have to really show its military might because they control a lot of the oil.
He chose mercy. He spared those targets because Iran accepted the ceasefire under overwhelming pressure. You see, had Iran...
Well, if that's the case...
On the streets of Tehran, thousands gathered to celebrate the selection of hardline cleric Mojtaba Khamenei as Iran's new supreme leader.
Allah! Thank you! Thank you!
This is the one I wanted. This is the one I wanted right here. All right. Iran celebrating victory. All right. This was a day ago. Why are they in the streets celebrating victory? Because Trump came to, he didn't do what he said he was going to do. He wanted to come to terms with a ceasefire. All right? I'm just showing you how hypocritical this devil is, man. And this ceasefire is bullshit. Israel still bombing places. Lebanon, which is one of their biggest strikes ever. You know, Job 14:5, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. So this devil has an expiration date, right? He has an expiration date, man. And the Lord is setting him up perfectly. Yahweh Shem Yahushai is playing chess with this man. You know? He thinks that he's like the Secretary of Defense said, Trump has the mercy. Trump ain't got no fucking mercy. He ain't got no mercy on nobody, man. Okay? He ain't Esau. You ain't controlling the shots. Let's look this up again. I wanted to get a different video.
Some warning signs.
I know I'm all over the place.
Iran has reclosed the Strait of Hormuz. You know why? Because there was no peace deal in the first place. Trump unilaterally said, we're doing a ceasefire. Trump said, okay, Iran said, great, we won. Here's our 10-point plan. You have to get all your bases out of the Gulf. You have to pay us reparations. And you have to get Israel to stop attacking their neighbors like Lebanon. Well, that's impossible. Israel's never going to stop attacking their neighbors. They're trying to get greater Israel.
But they attacked them right after the ceasefire. So they already broke the agreement.
So Israel did a massive bombing campaign in Lebanon today. So Iran said, well, that's it. You're in violation of the deal. We're reclosing the Straits of Hormuz. And did we actually agree to all those 10 points? Of course not. But did Iran agree to any of our points? Absolutely not. There was nothing in the deal. Trump just said there was a deal, and then Iran said, if you're surrendering, we'll take your surrender. So we're back to war now.
Exactly. And that's where we at, man. A sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction. Salakia. Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 22. A sound of battle is in the land and of a great destruction, man. And that's what you see, you know. In this place, man, it's cooked. It's cooked. There's nothing you can do, man. You are caught. Babylon is caught. The scriptures say, right? You're caught. Salakia, it didn't pop up. I think it's in Jeremiah though. Basically where it says she's caught, you know. These damn devils, man, they something else. They get on there talking about some, yeah, if they didn't agree, we would have did this and we would have did that. But you would have been did all of that. You know? You would have been did all of that, man. But at the end of the day, hey, the ceasefire is some bullshit. The Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, is what? A man of war. Exodus 15 and 3, the Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name. So the Lord is keeping this thing rolling, man. Yahweh Shem Yahushai said ain't gonna be no damn true ceasefire. And if you gutter rats, you 1948ers was the true people of the Lord, why the hell you over there bombing people, man? When the true Israelites get in that land, it ain't gonna be no war, man. It's gonna be peace. You ain't nothing but a bunch of damn Amalekites, man. Edomites. Shalom.